Neat.
That's it.
So if we go back to the home page,
We could just set the stop link correctly.
clicking here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. So I'm
The easiest
pretty
way
sure
for now is just /
just this one, because we
Yeah.
installed in the root directory. That
Yeah.
works.
We can also let the link generated, but we do that in a later course, I guess.
All right, so we can now get back here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got the content.
Yeah. You're
Perfect.
so proud.
I'm super proud. But if we take a look at Bootstrap, at content, and then go to typography, I've seen something pretty neat, which is some small text. See that?
Mm-hmm.
We have like a headline and a subheader right next to it.
Okay.
So I want to change that too. How do we do that?
Well, basically not that hard. If we go back to the TypeScript setup for a second.
The TypeScript server. Here we go.
Yeah. We see, if you scroll up, the part you just collapsed, it's a fluid template. That's basically the template selection. As you can see, we also have here template root paths. That means we have some kind of fallbacks. to all
So
that stuff.
these are multiple paths for templates.
Yeah.
All right. And this means that the first one is where it's going to look first.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have, this stuff is now for the page templates. We have the exact same situation for content elements.
Okay.
If we want to have a look, we're currently extending fluid style content. That means you have to go to tab3 /
sysext
/ fluid style content.
Okay. And here again, we have a resources folder.
Yeah.
Also private resources. And yet again, we have like layouts, partials, and templates. We didn't cover what partials do up until now. But I guess we have to, right?
Yeah. But first, let's have a look at the configuration itself. That's in configuration, TypeScript. And then we have, I think it's in helper. We have content element.txt. You can now see the exact same behavior as we see in pages. That means we have a default template that's always loaded. And we have so-called fallback paths.
Okay.
What you see for the first time is a constant that it's mentioned in curly brace, $, styles.templates.template root paths.
Okay.
We can just set them and point them to a different location without the need to change anything in fluid style content itself.
Okay.
It's already done. If we go back to the...
We're talking about this line here, right?
Yeah. If we go back to the side package itself, the YouTube demo, and now have a look at constants, you will see that styles templates root path is already preset for our template.
For your template site package.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
And this is everything that sitepackagebuilder.com does.
Yeah, nothing else.
Right. Well, it does a couple more things, but
We cover maybe later.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so now we got a lot of root paths. Where's my header template located? Where would I go looking?
Well, the template actually exists in tab3, sysext, fluid, resources, private, partials.
Fluid style content.
Fluid style content, exactly. Sorry.
Important.
Partials.
So we can close the configuration folder, I guess.
We don't need it anymore.
All right.
Just was for
Partials.
explanation.
Header.
We now see header.
Perfect.
So the fallback paths work like if we now put these files that you can see here in fluid style content into the exact same directory structure in our extension, it will take these first.
Okay.
So we can now just copy the header folder completely.
Copy these, go down to our typo3conf act YouTube demo resources.
Yeah.
Partials.
Content elements.
And just paste it there.
Paste it here.
So now we have a subfolder which is called header.
Yeah. And we can now just edit something in all just for demo purposes.
So we just go like,
yes.
no, that's not the page I want to reload. I want to reload this one. Aha. So I now overrule the standard templates
Exactly.
that the core ships
Mhm.
and have my own ones.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That overruling is partial. That means you only need to place the files you really want to overload.
So I don't need to, obviously we didn't copy all content element stuff.
Yeah.
We copied just
Yeah, it will still work fine, no problem at all.
Does this work on a folder basis or on a per file basis?
Per file basis.
All right, so we're going to take a look at, we don't want to change anything to the date, right?
Yeah.
So we can just remove this one because we don't need it.
Exactly.
Perfect. So if we take a look at, I'm just going to remove the we again. So this basically shows that there's a condition that if data header layout is not 100,
Yeah.
which is something special, I guess.
100 is display none.
All right, so headers that are not being displayed on the website just for organizing my content in the backend, right?
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. And then it's going to render the header partial, and then it's going to render the subheader partial, and then it's going to render the date partial.
Yeah.
All right. If I take a look at the Bootstrap code example, I'm just going to increase it right here. So this means that the subheader becomes part of the main headline. So we don't need the subheader partial to be rendered on its own, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So
we can just remove
just remove this thing altogether.
Yeah.
Because we don't need it. Perfect. So here we go.
If we now save, we shouldn't see the subheader anymore.
Yeah, we need to switch the sites. Aha, the I'm so proud is gone. I'm not that proud anymore. So since we don't even want to use subheader, we can remove this one as well, right? The HTML file.
Yeah.
We don't need that. Because code you don't need, don't keep it. Okay, perfect. So we did changes to the all.html, so we keep this one.
Yeah.
And then obviously we need to go to the header stuff.
Exactly.
All right, so here's H1, H2, etc. I guess we kind of need to provide yet another argument, right? So we get the value over.
Well, there are two options to provide variables to partials. The one is just assign arguments all. It will get all current available variables that the prior rendering file has. In that case, we want only to have specific variables available.
Just to keep it tidy.
To keep
and
it tidy
if we debug
and
stuff.
reusable and stuff like that.
All right.
In that case, you can see that data is not available in there. That means if we do not provide the variable subtitle itself, we don't have access to it.
All right. So we call this my subheader because this is how it's going to be available in the template further on. And this is called subheader.
I hope so. I guess.
I do table 3 long enough. It's subheader.
Okay.
So this is going to render the header/header partial with the new argument my subheader.
Yeah.
All right. So if we go to the HTML template right here, we could basically just try and output it and go small class text muted and then access my subheader.
It's not there.
Nothing works.
Because the default position, the default header tag is H2.
So we need to
if
add
you
it to,
didn't define it in the backend.
All right. So we added, and we just added to H3 and H4 right away. So this
I wouldn't do it now, but keep it going.
I got all the time.
Okay.
Here's the default case. What does this do? It's the default case, I guess.
It's a default case. That means
So-
it calls itself with the position class. I have to look. I think
Position
it's
class, position class. It's also inherit down. So this is so this partial. It's calling itself.
Yeah.
So this is why my subheader also supplies my subheader as a variable
Yep.
in the place. All right. So if we reload this, I'm not proud. What happened?
I have no idea. Maybe we should have a look at the debug and see what's currently available in the template.
Fair enough. So we move over into the partial and basically just say fdebug underscore all, right? So
Yeah.
we get everything.
So you
Well,
can now
there is
see
one.
it's 2 times. That's the first one, the first iteration where it couldn't define its layout position.
Mhm.
And the second time where it really renders.
Okay.
That means in the first place we have our subheader, but
Right.
not in the second iteration. That
Okay.
means we have made a mistake in the iteration at the variable assignment down below.
Uppercase stuff. All right. So if we reload this, suddenly we're proud.
Again.
All right. So we'll just remove the fdebug up here
Yeah.
so that we got some stuff going.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Problem would be now that the small tag is always rendered.
Okay. So
Because,
I'll just add yet another content element, I guess,
Yeah.
to illustrate the issue. So we create a new content element and give it the header, I have no subheader. And then we reload it. And then we want to inspect the code, I
Yeah.
guess. All right. So we should take a look at that. Okay, I get it. So the text muted is always there, and that's just dead code, right?
Bit ugly, yes.
Fair
We
enough.
can remove it, but just put in condition around the small tag.
So this would be where we would go, hey, Fluid, help me out. Condition is
My subheader.
if my subheader is available,
Yeah.
then render it.
Yeah. We don't need the if and then tags for here because the fallback is always if available.
All right. So if we don't have an else,
Yeah.
we don't need the then.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So now I kind of get why you said I shouldn't copy it all the way down, because obviously you were ahead of myself.
It's like always. You don't listen to me.
I never do. Yeah, the indentation.
Yeah, I guess it's fine for now. Just demo purposes.
Nope.
Okay.
We always need to work properly, because if we stop now, I promise you there's an editor that will select an H5 with no subheader, and you will have dead code again.
We just was talking about the indentation.
Indentation matters. It's important, kids. So if we reload now, so the subheader that has no, the subheader is rendered up here, obviously in the small
Yeah.
text stuff, and the other stuff isn't rendered down here, so we can close this one down again. So this basically gets me started, and there's a lot of default content element templates in place. So if we just take a look at that up here in typo 3, sysext, which is system extensions, fluid styled content, templates, and these are just partials,
Yeah.
right? So there's more templates to that
Yeah.
So this is basically everything that Typo 3 can render out of the box. And I have full access over the HTML code. I can do everything.
Whatever you want.
So it doesn't matter if there's an update to Bootstrap or a major update to Bootstrap from version 4 to version 5 sometime in the future. I still have full control over my HTML source.
You always have.
So I could also use stuff like Foundation, for example, or CoolKitten, or whatever framework I like, or I can just go full-blown vanilla, do my own stuff.
Yeah. The cool thing about Typo 3 is that it doesn't care about your rendering definition. So you can, whatever your framework you want to use, whatever you want to output, you can. It's not limited to one CSS framework or some decisions we made. Yes, there's a default output, but you can override it anytime you want.
Yeah, perfect. So we're going to dive into more detail what the sitepackagebuilder.com extension has to offer. And this is going to become a series that we will show in the near future. So keep up with us. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the box below, and we'll see you next time.